Great everyone. It's a Saturday today. Happy Sabbath to those that are members of SDA. We have been talking about waivers. We're done about the 4 videos, if I'm not mistaken. But questions continue to be sent to us about waivers, and there are also those of low skill that keep on asking us whether it's now open for them to apply. Someone will send me a message at now, Comrade Mabena, sesivunyelwa yini lathi ku-applya. It's like other people still do not understand what is happening. Firstly, let's clarify this, which we thought were clarified before, but it appears it was not clear to many. When the decision not to extend ZEP was announced, it meant that those that qualify to apply should start applying, or it meant that everyone who's a holder of ZEP should apply. When you go to the website of the VFS in terms of the permit or visa that you want to apply under, it is then that you realize that you do not have the qualifications or the requirements that are needed for you to apply. So for such a person, it then becomes difficult to apply. We then said you need to apply for a waiver and be specific on what you want to be waived. And again, many people again didn't understand that. We gave examples about an English teacher who might be teaching in some rural school, but will have maybe South Africans not willing to teach in that remote area. And we said the school can write a letter as part of motivation, as part of your application for a waiver. But it appears that many people still seem not to understand. We also note that people have been going to Pretoria, for those that are in Gauteng, to pay 1,550 applying for waivers. We are yet to get confirmation from those that have been going there to some VFS office in Pretoria whether their applications have been successful. We also know that people have been flocking to some office in Braamfontein, those in and around Johannesburg, where some agents set up an office assisting, or they were saying they were assisting people to apply. People were paying money. Can't remember whether it was 500 or 750 rands. Again, we are yet to receive confirmation from those individuals that went through that office whether their waiver or permits or visas have been approved. But what you want to do is that you Google the VFS website, check the requirements clearly. If you qualify, please apply. Remember, we also said that if you do not qualify, you write to the Department of Home Affairs and indicate to them that you do not qualify and ask them on what kind of assistance they can give. We gave examples of a petrol attendant, a person working in the restaurant, a person working at Checkers or ShopRite as a packer or a cashier. We said you needed to write that because in our understanding, a South African can do the job that you are doing. Therefore, when you want to waiver, it became difficult for us to advise to say this is what you want them to waiver. I was talking to one comrade who came to see me during the week. Is an electrician, is on level N4. The requirement, according to him, for him to qualify, he must have level N3. So it is then that you apply for a waiver to say, I am an electrician, level N4, but the requirement is level N3. I request that you waiver the N3 requirement and allow me with my level N4 to apply for a general work visa. You are very specific in terms of what you want them to waiver. But to simply say, I'm a domestic worker, I'm a petrol attendant, I'm an Uber driver, waiver this requirement, it becomes difficult for us to give advice. This is why we've been saying all along that it is difficult to even assist you to apply because the requirements are very clear. So we thought it's important that we ring attend to this issue of waivers because there seems to be a lot of confusion out there. You'll recall that when we had a meeting in Bosbeck with the acting deputy director general of Home Affairs, he had said we're going to have a meeting for them to further clarify these issues. Remember when we posted videos, when we were asking him questions, which he did not respond to, and they're saying people should put questions in writing. When people are putting questions in writing, like people explaining their own circumstances, there's no response, but they said they are responding to each and everyone that rise to them. But many people are coming to us to say, we have submitted in May 2022, up to now is January 2023, there's no response. So we are trying to get back to the Department of Home Affairs at the level of Director General to understand how far they have gone, particularly those that have applied for waivers and those that have written and indicated their circumstances that under normal circumstances, they do not qualify. They've been in South Africa for so many years, but they do not qualify. And they see if the department can assist because we advised that people take this route based on the letters that were written to each and every ZEP holder, where the department had said their lines of communication are open and they would want the individual to communicate direct with them, not going through agents. In other words, we as the leadership, we should not communicate on our behalf. You need to write, which the email that were given to you, the ZEP inquiries email that most of you have. And we are told that there's no response. So ours is therefore to make a follow up with the Office of the Director General to say, where are they in terms of responding to those emails so that at least the people will know where they stand. We will also get back to the Department of Labor. A number of people are asking us about their provident fund. There's also confusion around the UIF. So we will get back to them so that we give you clarity. Otherwise, if you have questions that you need clarity on, please write in the comment section. We will also speak to the Zimbabwean government in respect to those that will be going back in terms of the properties that they have. Remember that the Zimbabwean government said you will not pay duty for your vehicle. I think 2 vehicles, and it should be more than 6 months, or you should have been in possession of that motor vehicle for more than 6 months. And so only 2 vehicles, then you can take across. But there are those then that ask whether someone can return their vehicle now before they relocate to Zimbabwe. And I thought when they addressed that when you take your vehicle as a returning resident, at least you stay for 2 years without coming back. But we will then get more clarity from the government of Zimbabwe because we have now been told during the course of the week that other people are struggling. They've lost their jobs. They are struggling to carry their properties across Zimbabwe. We do not think the Zimbabwean government does have such a budget, but we'll hear from them if indeed they have the budget. But of course, ourselves, we do not have any budget to assist anyone who want to relocate, but we are engaging the embassy to understand if there is such a budget and also to understand what the ministerial team that was set by the Zimbabwean cabinet in terms of receiving ZEP holders that are going back, what their task or their assistance is. What kind of assistance are they going to render to ZEP holders who want to return back to Zimbabwe? We'll certainly be coming back to you on some of these issues. Comrade Frank Malava, thanks for joining us. We are saying, in my experience, Home Affairs doesn't respond to emails. This is what we also understand. But as I'm saying, we'll get back again to the Director General to understand what is happening. You also saying, what's the VFS link that we can use to begin the application process? Everyone, Comrade Frank Malaba, who's a holder of ZEP, does have the VFS link. Just to Google VFS, you will get the form and apply if you qualify. Otherwise, please circulate this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and have a great weekend. Goodbye.